What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of the KVN show. Yes, sir. Before we get started, I need y'all to like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. And if you want to feel good, just shoot me a comment in there, you know? It's the holidays, your boy needs it. All right, let's get into the show. Where do we start? So much, but we got a dub. That's all that matters. 1-0 mentality. Went to Cincinnati, took over the trap, and did it how we've been needing to do it all season. We played complementary football. Obviously, can we play better? Yes. Offensively, we need to play better. We need to get off the field. But let's just dive into kind of the notes that I have. First off, 4th and 2, Kyle. Everybody knows they're going to try to go on 2, 3, They might not even call a play. They might just bluff it. And I jumped offside. So now every NFL team around the league, when they go over situations during the week, they're going to look at 5-3 on the Ravens and say, don't be like this big dummy. That was a dummy play. That might have been the dumbest play I've ever had in my career. But we got to repent for that. We won't dive into it yet. Sorry, I'm still trying to get warm because it was cold. How cold was it? It was real cold. Wasn't the coldest game I've played in there, but definitely top 5. It was definitely chilly out there, and I'm glad we got a dub. Something that I do, I don't speak for anybody else, but what I do before I play in cold games, I say my prayers. I know the game's going to be 3.5 hours long. I look at my bank account, smile, and say, we got this. Let's go and lock in. And was able to do that today. Defensively, we had an awesome shutout against Joe Burrow, who had a little bit of good times the last time we played and, played decent against the Buffalo Bills, putting up 30 points in both those games. And then we came out today and got a goose egg. 0, nothing, 0 points. And that's what you want to see on a defense. I mean, we was hyped to play in that game. We were we were pissed off about the Steelers game, how that ended. We won't go, we're already past that game. But, stuff happened in that game. We weren't happy about it, and we got on the practice field and got back to work. We had a really good week of practice. We just kind of galvanized the team together, and really, this is life or death for us now, right? It's win or we're out. And that's our mentality each and every week until it's the end. And hopefully the end is where we want to be with a dub. We weren't even going to get into that conversation yet because it's so far away. And we got the Patriots coming up on Sunday Night Football at the bank. Excited for this one. But let's dive into more about the game. I mean, offense was efficient today. They really were. Obviously, we had a couple sacks in the game. Lamar and offense had some sacks that I'm sure when they look at it, they won't be happy and they'll want to clean those up. But he threw the ball 12 times and was very effective. You could probably say the ones that were incompletes were drops, and one ended up being a pick, and we want to clean those up. But, Zay Flowers comes back big with a touchdown. Mark had a huge 3rd down conversion. D-Hop had a big play in there. So just continue to stay at it. And on the ground game, Derrick Henry started to get rolling. Those holes got bigger and bigger, and eventually they wore them down, and they didn't want to be there anymore. It was too cold for them, and it was awesome to see that will from the offense, and we got to continue to run the ball. That's our brand of football. We are a running team. I hope Monk keeps calling the run plays and keeps designing them, because I think if we can continue that run game and stop in the run, I think we'll be where we want to be in the playoffs. But we definitely got to continue to pound that rock. It's what we need to keep doing. That's for sure. That's our brand of football. And hey, if I need to jump on that mic to Monk every once in a while, hey Monk, we need to keep running that rock, baby. I'll do that. But he had a great game plan. Couple design runs in there. Keaton Mitchell, got to shout him out. Every chance and opportunity he's had this year, he's had some explosive plays, and he's earned every touch that he's gotten this year, and he's going to continue to earn the rock. He's playing really good when he touches the ball, bringing our offense a spark that we needed, and it's going to continue to help everybody out. A lot of mouths to feed. At the end of the day, we're trying to win the game. And, I'm excited to see where the offense will be at next week and hope we can continue this momentum that we had today. Defense, let's talk about the defense. Shout out to T-Rob, man. Tavius Robinson, that's my little bro. That's my youngins in the league. So proud of him. He took a huge step this year on preparation, and we've had long conversations with him about now he's that guy that you want to have on your team, and especially defense. He epitomizes a Raven football player. I mean, he looks the part. He's a big-ass dude, plays hard, tough, physical, smart, tenacious, has all those things that you want in a football player, and gets the job done. He came back off a foot injury and had a huge sack to knock Burrow out of field goal range right in the beginning. That was awesome. Then ended up having a pressure on a play we'll talk a little bit later. I mean, secondary did their thing. Disguises were really good up front. Felt like we played really, really good. Travis Jones, Dre had awesome games. I think Dre had like 5 or 6 QB hits, and I was kind of messing with them, like all them QB hits for nothing, because sacks. That's tough. But he was in Burrow's face. I know they were teammates at Ohio State, and I know he wanted to sack him, and he was close numerous times, and he brings an edge to our D-line and our defense that we need. He's a crash out. He fits right in with K-Ham, and it's awesome to have a player like that on our team. And Travis Jones, shout out to Trav for getting paid. Man, love that dude. Good player, very underrated. He showed out today, played really well in the run and the pass. Dope to see him get paid and then back it up with his play today. And then, let's talk about 2 plays, We do have to talk about first. I know I mentioned it earlier, the 4th and 2. What were we thinking, bruh? I can't believe I jumped off sides like that's still the dumbest play I've ever had. I'm sick about it. It's dumb. I let everyone smack me on the back of the neck. That's kind of our thing we do at the Ravens. When you mess up, you get kind of a neck slap. So I got I think everybody on the team smacked my neck, and I was like, I'll make a play for it. We got to talk about Marlon's play. Got another pick in this game. Dude's a savage. I think Marlon gets a lot of hate, and I just don't understand why, because this dude literally sacrifices his body so much to play football. It's so impressive, and it seems like anytime you need a play, Marlon is there. It's kind of remarkable, whether it's a strip fumble or a pick. I mean, Marlon's there. He definitely deserves a purple jacket. He's definitely should go into the Ravens Hall of Fame for how he's played. Just been an awesome player. Truly been one of the better DBs in my era of playing football. I mean, his era, my era, all the same in the last 9 seasons, however long he's been playing. Just seems always to make big plays. Had another pick today. And then we got to talk about it. Drum roll. We got to talk about this pick 6 we had, huh? That's what I'm talking about. Finally made a play. Oh my gosh. Should have had a sack in this game, but Joe Burrow got rid of the ball again. That pissed me off. But anyways, got a pick 6. I didn't personally. I got an interception, but I got the assist on the pick 6. Now we got to walk through it. Everyone's probably like, damn, KV, why are you dropping? That was the play call. I did my assignment. I touched the guard. Hold up. Yeah. I rushed to touch, and T-Rob snuck behind him, forced Joe Burrow to process a little bit faster than he wanted. He slipped and threw a lollipop, and I had to go high pointed it. If you notice, I jumped. I didn't get very high, but I jumped. Caught it on the way down. I jumped too early. And then my first thought process was to run for the end zone because it looked really good that far away. And then I thought for a second in my brain, and I was like, nah, we got to hand this ball off to Alohi, who I turned and see and said, take it, my friend. You got it. Touchdown. That's how you want to be an Art Rooney winner. I don't know. That seems like the epitome for all those voters out there. That's like the epitome of the Art Rooney Award. It really is. Being a good sportsmanship, to the other players as well as a good teammate. I mean, I let my teammate have all the glory with the touchdown, well deserved, and Low looked fast on there. And I just want to say this too, because I know there's gonna be some people like, damn, Unk, why you get the ball up? For a split second, I feel like I would have scored. You know what? I know I would have scored because there is some elite blocking out there. Kyle Hamilton was blocked. I was already past the O line. So Chase Brown was there, and then number 87. Those were the only two guys that could have got me. And I know my teammates would have blocked for me. But we'll never know because Low he scored, and that's all that matters. Let's go. Loved it. That was a fun play. I felt like that kind of brought the camaraderie shit that we've been talking about. You know, my teammates in the locker room were like, bruh, I've never seen something like that where someone's actually like pitched it or, you know, pitched it to another player to score a tutty. Like, I mean, I was like, word, you know, that's what we did in the backyard all the time growing up. You know, when I was younger in Little League, when we were whooping dudes, it was like if you caught an interception, we're trying to score. In high school, we try to do it all the time. So it's just something that I've always been taught to do, and we kind of practice it a little bit. It's got to be the right situation. That was the right situation. You know, I made sure my surroundings were good. I made sure I wasn't going to get hit anywhere. The IQ 99 on Madden. Chad Ocho Cinco, y'all need to fix that. Fix my Madden rating of 99 with awareness. But no, it was dope. I didn't expect it to go viral like that. I did think it was a dope play, but it's been like the pick heard around the world, it seems like. I got a lot of love, a lot of people. You know, one of my OGs, Calvin Johnson, called me after the game, giving me shit. Love CJ. That's you know, one of my all-time teammates I've ever had, and it was awesome to hear from him and so many other people just giving me a bunch of shit about it. But it's love and it's awesome. But I also just got to give my shout outs. You know, defensively, we got to give a shout out to Zio. He had a great game plan coming into it. We're behind Zio. He works really hard at his craft. He's going to continue to get better. He's still young in this D-coordinating life. I mean, he's younger than myself, which is crazy, but he's doing a good job getting the rhythm of the game, and you could just see him. He was in flow state today, and it was dope to see. A lot of props to Zio. T-Rob, you know, got to shout out T-Rob, had sack, pressures, tough in the run. Travis Jones and Mike also had a sack each. Travis was a beast. Roquan, you know, I feel like people be chirping for Roe, but then when it really comes down to it, they love him because that dude is a dog. That dude backs it up. He's all over the field. He is who you want leading the troops. Agent Zero has been on it, and everybody's been quiet. And it's good to see everyone shut the hell up about Roquan because Roquan is one of the best in the league, if not the best. So just keep on going, Ro. I know he don't ever pay attention to nothing. He just gets to it. And that's somebody I'm always appreciative, and I'm grateful that I get to play with a player like him. He's a beast to play with. I'm forever going to be friends with him. He's somebody I admire by the way he works and continues to show up each and every week, no matter what the circumstances in. Respect Roquan a lot. Offensive shout-outs. Definitely got to shout out to O-line. They did their thing. D-Hen, Zay, D-Hop. And then Mark Andrews, got to shout out Mark. Buddy got paid and engaged. Shout out Andrews, my dog. Now we turn it over to Around the League. Let's go quick through it. 31-3. That's a beatdown. Bears over the Browns. Myles Garrett, one step closer to the sack. Career sacks. Crazy. Sins routed the Cardinals. CJ looked efficient out there, but Trey McBride went crazy for the Cardinals. My goodness, that boy was hooping today. Jaguars 48, Jets 20, whooping. Trevor Lawrence went crazy today. Chargers versus Chiefs. Got to shout out Patrick Mahomes, man. I like Patrick. Obviously, you know, we don't like the Chiefs, but we do like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Good dudes, but to see him go down sucks. Never want that to happen to anyone, and especially somebody that's such a great ambassador for the NFL. Just, you know, he's just with the shits, and I respect somebody like Patrick who I feel like he's himself, whether it's on X/Twitter or, just living his life. He does it to the fullest, and I hope he has a speedy recovery. But the Chargers, man, they just win. It's ugly. They make it ugly, and they just win. And you got to respect that. Herbert, tough, broken hand, O-line banged up, just makes it happen. And then I saw DJ Derwin James had a pick. Bills Patriots. My producer's hyped. My producer of this show is a big Buffalo Bills fan, and he is geeked out of his mind. They did have a brutal start. He was shaking in his boots a little bit because it was 21-0. He was crying, and then all of a sudden he rose from the dead like Undertaker, and the Bills come back in a 35-31 thriller. Woo! What a game. Commanders Giants 29-21. Commanders. Enough said. Eagles 31, Raiders nothing. Enough said. Broncos, thriller of a game. And we got to shout out Micah Parsons. Micah, I'm sorry, buddy. I hope you have a speedy recovery. Tough game for the Packers. I feel like that quite a bit of guys go out in the game. And the Denver Broncos, they're tough, man. They're playing good football. Bo Nix, 300 yards, 4 passing TDs. Patrick Surtain had a sick pick today. He's different. Them boys is rolling. Speedy recovery for Micah Parsons, man. Baller was playing really, really good. Showed why he should get paid, and he was playing like it. He was playing possessed this year. Hope he comes back stronger next year. Rams, Lions. This was a thriller. My dog, Puka Nacua. You go back, and I think I made a tweet about this when he got drafted to the Rams. I was like, this dude's gonna be a superstar, because I've seen this dude since he was a youngin', and he's always been a baller, always has. He's clutch. He's just different. That dude is different. He's one of the younger Nakuas, and he's got 2 older brothers that beat the hell out of him, that got him ready for the NFL. That dude's different. He is ready. And I only think he's going to get better and better. He's just got to take care of his body a little bit better, man. He's a crash out over there. Like, let's not take all them hits, Puka. Let's get down. But the Rams win versus the Lions. Saints, Panthers, Brandon Staley. He got them defense down there hooping. Tyler Shuck looks like an NFL quarterback. They might got something down there in New Orleans with Kellen Moore. Seahawks, Colts. This was a back-and-forth game. I mean, Phillip Rivers comes back to play quarterback. What the hell? What the hell? What the helly? That shit crazy. But, hey, Seahawks, dogfight. Mike McDonald. That's what that dude does over there. He's ready for them backstreet brawls in the alleyways. That's what he's got that defense trained for. And, sure enough, they come out with the dub against the Colts. Niners, Titans. Niners went crazy. Purdy went crazy. And then let's do the next section, 2-minute drill. Ask me some questions in the comments because I want to hear from y'all. Again, ask me some questions so I can hear from you so we can put it in the 2-minute drill. The 2-minute drill starts right now. What was the vibe in the locker room and played and ride back? I think the vibe was high. It was good. It was a long week of practice. I think it was good to just get a shutout the way we did and offensively take care of business. It just felt like our complimentary team win right there. That's exactly what vibes were high. Ronnie was on he had the speaker. He was going crazy on the speaker, and it was a good ride. Glad we made it home safe. How many notifications did you have on your phone after the game? That's a good question. I don't know. I think it was like 100, and I feel like it's still going. My phone's still going, but hey, we'll get to him when we get to him. Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award. What does that mean to you to be nominated and a finalist? Man, it means a lot. I appreciate the Ravens for putting me up for this award. It would be an honor to win. It would be amazing and just would be great for my legacy in the NFL. I think it would be dope. What is a very Vanoy Christmas, and what is it like at both events you did? Thanks for asking. My wife and I work with foster care families, adoption, and struggling youth in the communities. Very Vanoy Christmas in Salt Lake, we had 16 families that we were able to give Christmas to. Foster care families, show them love, enjoy a night. Baltimore Ravens teamed up. We had 2 families, one family of 3 girls, one family of 3 boys. We gave them a Christmas to remember, tickets to a game with some jerseys, some KVN jerseys. So they'll be out there against the Patriots representing, excited for them. We just love giving back, and we appreciate it. Quick thoughts on Sunday Night Football versus the Patriots at home. Quick thoughts. Gonna be electric. I was there the last time they played Sunday Night Football at the bank. It was electric. I expect to be on the opposite side of this, which is hopefully a win, and I'm excited to see the crowd. We owe the crowd something special. We've bullshitted on primetime games this year. We need to be special for y'all so you can be special for us. College football playoff predictions. What are we thinking, everyone? I want Texas Tech to do work because they beat my Brigham Young Cougars not once but twice. I like James Madison upsetting Oregon. Dan Lanning's been talking way too much and was talking about how the Brigham Young Cougars didn't deserve it because they lost. Whatever. I hope y'all lose. Even if you win, you're getting waxed by Texas Tech. Alabama, Oklahoma. Alabama got waxed in the SEC. I hope they get waxed at Oklahoma. But then it doesn't matter because anybody's going to get waxed by Indiana. Them boys play football at Indiana now. Tulane at Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is about to smack Tulane. They ain't it. Georgia is going to win against that, whoever they play. Miami, Texas A&M. I like Texas A&M, and then I like Ohio State. I like Ohio State, Texas Tech in the championship over Texas Tech beating Oregon or James Madison, and then Indiana they're going to beat. So I like Texas Tech and Ohio State in the championship. And then to finish it off, we got a nice, lovely shout out to the Overtime National Crown's first high school football championship. Yours truly, St. Francis Academy out of Baltimore. Shout out to y'all, man. Had a 37-20 win over Corner Canyon, close to where I live in Salt Lake. Dope for them to get spotlights on both schools. I'm representing B-More. I'm representing Salt Lake City, Utah. It was dope to see both those teams. It looked like St. Francis was whooping that ass early, and then Corner Canyon fought back a little bit, and then eventually they took care of the rest. St. Francis is for real in football. They deserve to be number one in the country. They are them boys. They deserved that $250,000 donation, which is dope. And it was on ESPN. It was awesome. I wish I would have been able to pull up. It was a dope event. It looked awesome. I was hyped for St. Francis. It was dope to watch them just do their thing nationally. And then I swear every kid on that team is going D1. But hey, shout out to everybody that watches the show. I hope this was good. I hope we can do more of these. I appreciate y'all. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment. Love you guys.